This is China, and nothing is more Chinese than the Spring Festival, or as people in the West call it, the Chinese New Year. If you want to speak a little bit of Chinese, you can call it 春节. That's the way that people actually refer to it here in China as. Now, this is China's biggest festival, and its celebration affects just about every aspect of life here in China. And by some accounts, this has been celebrated in China for like 4,000 years, which is just ridiculous. Now, since it is so important here, let's talk about it. So when is the Spring Festival and how do you know it's coming? Well, when it is different every year because it's celebrated in accordance to the lunar calendar. Now, on this year, like this year, 2015, it's going to be celebrated on February 19th. That's the first day. But the real party is on February 18th, the night before, which is called Chuxi. That's when the real party is. Well, how do you know it's coming then? Well, there's actually a lot of signs. Now, first of all, there's like a plane, train ticket, bus ticket buying frenzy all across this country. For the 2 or 3 weeks before and after the Spring Festival, every single bus station, train station, airport, and highway is going to be incredibly crowded. All across this country, a country bigger than the United States, is going to be packed to the bursting, really. The major cities empty out as everyone goes back to the countryside and the county-sized cities and the small towns of China. The party is in the small towns. So if you're planning to travel to like a major city in China, the Spring Festival is a pretty good time to do it actually because the major cities will be relatively empty. And this is the largest migration of people in the entire world, And it's even got its own special term in Chinese, the Chunyun. So what are some of the traditions of the Spring Festival? Well, it's impossible to talk about all of them, but the most important one, the paramount tradition of the Spring Festival is going home. Going home, going back to the place where you were born, it's something that's just, it's got to be done. It's something that simply must happen. And that's why like something like the Chunyun happens. You imagine a country the size of China where everyone goes back to the places that they were born, going back to their hometown, like that's insane. So that's why the Chunyun happens. But they're going home for a very special reason. They're going back home to have what's called Tuanyuan Fan, or this reunion dinner. And this reunion dinner, it happens on Chuxi, that night before the first day of the Spring Festival, remember? And it's really a series of dinners, actually. You have it with all of the relatives across all of those different families. And you know, this idea of reunion, this idea of being together, being with your family, and, you know, to ring in the new year. That's what the Spring Festival is all about. Now, as far as that reunion dinner, the Tuanyuan Fan is concerned, there's all kinds of traditional foods that can be had during that dinner. And I will be making a special episode about that. And after dinner, there's another Spring Festival tradition that happens. Now, a lot of people will kind of gather around their TV sets to watch, you know, the endlessly boring and stupid Chunwan or the Spring Festival Gala. But thank God there's a lot of younger people now who don't watch that. They prefer to actually go out and do something interesting. You'll see red lanterns going up all over the place in China. I mean, all over the place. As well as people selling and giving out hongbao, which are these little red envelopes that are filled with money, that usually given from parents to their children or to their grandchildren as kind of a New Year's gift. But they're also widely used in business circles. They're used as kind of an, you know, an under-the-table, kind of illegal way to maintain connections, maintaining business connections or government connections, or something like that, because you know in China you got to get the hookup if you want something done. That's one of the big traditions that happens during this time of year. Well, during the Spring Festival you'll see a lot of what are called chicken. During the Spring Festival you'll see a lot of chunlian, which are Spring Festival couplets, and they're put on people's doors like this. But this is actually another thing right here. This is the character fu for happiness, but it's upside down. In Chinese, upside down is dao. So you have what's called fu dao, so upside down happiness. But it also means kind of fu dao. And dao also means to arrive. So like fu dao means upside down happiness and the arrival of happiness. So it's a lucky thing. So happiness will arrive at your household if you put this here. And also you'll notice that it's red and yellow. These colors you can see everywhere in the Spring Festival. So be on the lookout for those. So what's it like to spend the Spring Festival in China? Well, for me, honestly, as a foreigner, it's not that much fun. It's kind of a mixed bag, and let me explain that a little bit. You know, it's great to see these people, when they come home for maybe just this one time a year, and they can see their family, and they're so excited, and they can give out those hongbao, they can see like the red lanterns, and they can do this, and all these Spring Festival traditions and all of that. It's awesome to see people celebrate that and to be happy in that. But at the same time, I am a foreigner in China. I don't have the same background as these people. I don't have the same traditions or the same outlook on it, and it becomes painfully obvious that I am a foreigner in China. This is not my festival, and I've been here in China long enough to get used to that. This is my third or fourth Chunjie, and I've gotten somewhat used to that, and I'm able to enjoy the Spring Festival to some extent. But still, there is that kind of feeling there that I am a foreigner and I can't enjoy it. I don't have the same cultural background, same traditional background as my fiance's family might. Yeah, it's just kind of a mixed bag. I do feel happy that I can celebrate the biggest festival in China, this country that I love and this place that I love. So that's generally my feelings on spending the Spring Festival in China. Now, if you're Chinese, have a great Spring Festival, and if you're not Chinese, you have yourself a great day, and thank you for watching. See you all next time.